What's up, everybody? Mile High Mario here from Altitude Adjustment on my way to Tampa Bay. And just as I start recording this, the sun is in my eyes, and for some reason, I don't have my sunglasses.
My glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses.
This trip is off to a fantastic start. And coming up on your left is the famed Lucifer, the supposed cursed demonic horse that welcomes travelers to Denver when they arrive.
Hello there.
Also, the guy who made that statue had it fall on him on accident, and he died. What an insane way for his family to remember him every time that they come to the airport. I don't mean to brag, but I don't park in economy. So after we park at the very top, because there's no other place for me but the very top, we go ahead and we check our big ass bag. It's a lot of fun. Getting B-roll footage is exhausting and tedious. I'm currently in the elevator going down, and how ironic that I'm going down because today the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going down.
Vetanze line this way!
An option, and he's going to take it right to the corner for the touchdown. McLaughlin dots the I behind Michael Burton. He takes the pitch.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Towards the wide side of the field, and he's in trouble, but he got there. He got there.
I got to tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
So I left the Broncos-Buccaneers game early. One of the very rare instances that I ever leave a Broncos game early, and it was because the Broncos were up by 3 possessions with less than 2 minutes to go.
Broncos country, let's ride.
No, we don't ride anymore.
We ride.
Stop it. Get some help.
It was a successful road trip as the Denver Broncos get their first win on the season. And man, oh man, Bo Nix looked like a completely different quarterback. If I'm being honest, I was excited to go to that game because I love me some Baker Mayfield. And today, Bo Nix was by far the better quarterback on that field. The run game still struggled, but maybe, just maybe, the Denver Broncos have something in Tyler Beatty. Not Bidet, although he did some cleaning up in the dirty areas, if you know what I'm saying. Bo Nix looked in control, like he had a sense of what he was supposed to do. He looked comfortable. He got out and ran when he needed to. Honestly, I could not ask for much more from Bo Nix, aside from, please, for the love of God, can we eventually throw a touchdown pass? It's a small gripe, because I'm never going to gripe about wins. But I just want to see Bo throw a touchdown. Now, finally arrived in my car. Don't know why this is part of the video. Forgot to stop it. Now I'm gonna stop it. Not only did Bo Nix ball out, but oh my God. Did you see what that Denver Broncos defense did? 7 sacks, 2 turnovers, and they even did it without Baron Browning, arguably their best pass rusher. I said arguably, you can make an argument for a lot of guys on that team. Don't come after me. This Vance Joseph defense looks completely different than it did at the beginning of last year. In fact, it's looking like how the defense looked during the 5-game win streak last year that the team went on. Give Bo Nix his flowers. Give Sean Payton his flowers for the game that he called today. But most importantly, giving up only 7 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have had one of the best offenses during the first 2 weeks of that season. Are you kidding me? On the road, on an East Coast game, early start in Florida, the Broncos franchise hates that shit. But they got the win anyway. Give Vance Joseph every single flower that you can think of, because what he is doing right now, what he is dialing up, he is the main reason that the Broncos won that game today. The defense beat up on the Bucs offense from pillar to post. And if the Broncos are going to make a full-on turnaround and go on a little win streak and continue to look like a completely different team than they did in weeks 1 and 2, they are going to be anchored by this defense. I know it's early, and I know I'm riding high on this win over Tampa Bay, but you cannot overstate how big of a win that was. Call it a trap game for the Bucs all you want. It absolutely was that. A win is a win. The Buccaneers were supposed to win that game. The Broncos were supposed to lose. Yeah, here we are. And if they continue to play the way that they did today, and if Bo Nix continues to play the way he did today and progress, this Denver Broncos team is in fact a playoff team. But that's a big if. I'll see y'all next week.
One other thing.
One final thought on this big Broncos W. I was very critical of Sean Payton, to the point where I was putting the majority of the blame for the Broncos 0-2 start on him. Not even necessarily for the scheme, but for everything else as it pertains to being a head coach. Motivating your guys, having that culture change. We also desperately wanted a culture change during the Russell Wilson era and then subsequently after. And you're getting that after releasing guys like Justin Simmons and Tim Patrick, but I digress. Those are the kind of things that I was incredibly critical of last week. But after a win like this, a win that you are not supposed to walk away with, you are not supposed to go to Tampa Bay and beat this Buccaneers team really in any sense, but especially not early in the season, especially not when they're at home. And it goes to show the mental toughness of this Denver Broncos team. Doesn't matter that they were 0-2. Doesn't matter that they were underdogs. Doesn't matter that everybody picked against them. They still came out. They played a fantastic game. Damn near a perfect game. No sacks taken from Bo. The one turnover from Vetanze early in the game that, could have sunk it. But that speaks to my point of the mental toughness. It feels like in years past that a turnover like that would have completely shifted the momentum and the Broncos would have been doomed. This feels like a different team because that wasn't the case. The Broncos still bounced back after the turnover, and really, like I said earlier, were in no imminent danger of ever losing that game. So for all of the negativity that I threw Sean Payton's way, and it was well-deserved, don't get me wrong. He obviously watched Altitude Adjustment. He heard the things that I was saying, the things that Coyote was saying about how he needs to coach and how he needs to be able to rally his men. And he thought to himself, you know what? Mario's right. And I'm so glad that Mario and Patrick do this show so that I can come back to it as a source of inspiration, as some, coaching fuel. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Patrick. He's never going to thank us in person, or I'm sorry, like in real life, in public. And that's okay. Pat and I don't do what we do for recognition. We do it for entertainment. And we do it to make sure that we give the Broncos the best chance to win. So by calling Sean Payton out last week, we know Sean Payton watched the show. He made all of the adjustments necessary, all of the altitude adjustments necessary. Huh? You like that little plug? In order to turn around that 0-2 start. One final thing, make sure you tune in to Altitude Adjustment every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the Let's Talk Broncos YouTube channel. Love you, bye.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup.